Hello YouTube, this is Dragonzilla here, and today I will be reviewing something a little different, because normally when I do reviews, it's usually something prehistoric, mythical, or kaiju related, but I thought that I might take a break from all that and look at something that is Doctor Who related. Yeah, it's very rare when I make a video that is themed on Doctor Who, but whenever I do, it's often a video on Daleks since they are my favourite monsters from the programme, especially the classic era Daleks. However, these models that you are looking at right now are the first pieces of Doctor Who merchandise that I got many years ago back in 2005 when I went to the sadly now closed Doctor Who exhibition in Blackpool. So yeah, I've had these little buggers since I was a kid. Well, 13 years old I was. The models were made by Corgi, the company that makes die-cast models of vehicles and locomotives. Well, back in either 2003 or 2004, they made some Doctor Who models to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the series, despite it being absent for 20 years. But in 2005, Corgi made 3 Dalek sets that were limited editions to sci-fi shops and the Doctor Who Museum in Blackpool, where I got all 3 sets. Not on the same day, but separate times, you know what I mean. But anyways, this was the first set that I got. It is of course set 1, and it contains 2 members of the Supreme Council and 1 warrior drone. So our first Dalek is the Black Supreme from Resurrection of the Daleks starring Peter Davison in 1984, and it was the first Black Dalek that I got in model form, and at one point thought it was inaccurate. Why is that? Well, that's because a month after getting the pack, I bought Remembrance of the Daleks on DVD, and the Supreme Dalek in the episode had silver hemispheres, but the models were white. So I thought that the Black Dalek from the set was from Remembrance. However, it wasn't until I got Resurrection after New Year's, I then realised that there was a Black Dalek with white hemispheres, but I just hadn't seen it on screen yet. So for the articulation, the head, or dome, whatever you want to call it, turns all the way around, and the eye stalk can look up, or it can look halfway up or down. Yeah, these eye stalks there, fairly loose, but I think you can forgive them for such a little model. And they have 4 wheels underneath. You won't be able to see that, so you can just push it along or pull it back. The quality of the camera is bad, I do apologise. Yeah, you get the idea, but underneath all the Daleks have 4 wheels that are accompanied by the Corgi logo and the initials Doctor Who, Dalek trademark, and BBC/Terry Nation. The rings on the eye stalk are blue, where in the episode they were white, and the top of the Dalek is completely black, and if the hemispheres were black, then we would get an idea of what Dalek Sec would look like if he were in the classic series. The Supreme Dalek from Resurrection of the Daleks reminds me of Tar, so if he were in Los Angeles, I think he would have a field day at La Brea Tar Pits. The second Dalek is the Grey Dalek from Destiny of the Daleks starring Tom Baker, a story that is a weak one, but I don't mind it, it's alright, Genesis is better. Now, I absolutely love the Grey Daleks. They are my favourite type of Daleks, along with silvers, blacks and reds. These Daleks are also known as Renegades, however they did not earn that title until Remembrance, that came years later. However, when people think of Grey Daleks, they think of the dark gunmetal grey versions, and despite that one being more popular, you would have thought that would be the obvious choice. I don't know, but I suspect that originally the Dalek was meant to be dark, as seen in Genesis of the Daleks, but because the set has the black and red Daleks, Adding a dark Grey Dalek would make the pack dull, and the Red Dalek would stand out more, so they went with a light version instead. Either that, or it was planned to be light from the start. But light grey or dark grey, I can go either way. If you look in the midsection between the plunger and the gun, you will notice the rectangle shape in the middle. Well, this is on all the diecast Daleks. On the real things, only the Imperial Daleks had those. The other Daleks just had the round shape and the 60s had none. I think the shape itself is called the oval, but I can't remember, so someone will have to tell me. The Grey Dalek is truly incredible, and Corgi should have done a pack of 3 Grey Renegades. And like with the character options Daleks, you could army build them. You may notice that I have a second one, but I'll talk about that later. However, in the meantime, we will now take a look at my favourite and possibly the most interesting Dalek in Pack 1, the Red Supreme or Dalek Controller as I call him. So why is this guy interesting? Well, that's because there were no Red Daleks, at least in the classic series, and none in general until 2008 in the season 4 finale The Stolen Earth and Journey's End starring David Tennant. And you may be wondering, well, what about the movies? They're just retellings of the first 2 Dalek episodes and in their own universe, so no, they don't count. But I'll get to that in a minute. Now, the Red Daleks are a complete mystery, because up until season 4 and outside the films starring Peter Cushing, they only existed as merchandise. And no, I do not accept the "it's a Dalek made to look nice" theory. Yes, they look nice, but I don't accept that idea, and I've got some of my own. These are my guesses. 1. It's a Dalek from a comic series from the 60s called the Dalek Chronicles. They would sometimes feature Red Daleks. 2. It's a Dalek that we could have gone had the series not cancelled, so we could be looking at a 90s Dalek. And 3, this is the one that I like to believe, it's a Peter Cushing movie Dalek, despite what I've just said. And I can hear you all, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, if it's a movie Dalek, then it should be bigger than the other 2. Yes, you're right, he should be bigger. The headlamps or dome lights, whatever you like to call them, should be huge. The eye stalk longer, there should be a claw instead of a plunger, and the fender base should be huge.